What up? What up, Star Gang? Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Give me like 2 seconds, please. Before we get started. Give me like 2 seconds before we get started. Sorry about that. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Welcome in. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all coming through. Everybody coming through. Minicamp day 2, man. Back at it again. Gotta love it. Love this time of year. This is like when content is. Sometimes it's like the most fun, but sometimes it's also the most tedious and most like hard to get like information. But man, if you're not on Twitter, I don't know what you're doing. But so I shout out to everybody in the chat already. Vietnam, what's good? Appreciate you joining. What's good, Panthers fam? Everyone smash that like button, subscribe on the way in. Let's go BY9. Shout out to my guy there, Vietnam, with that $4.99 donation. We're starting off the live stream strong. I'll tell you that right now, just with that $4.99 donation goes a long way. I appreciate that, man. So shout out to already Vietnam 26 with that $4.99 donation. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you with that. Again. So Trap, what's good? Marcos, what's good? Corey, what up? What up? Hope everyone is having a blessed day here on it's been a rainy Wednesday here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. But I hope everybody else and where they're at is enjoying the weather. I just got home not too long ago from absolutely obliterating my legs. So protein shake it is for the night. Best recipe. Got a great recipe for a protein shake, by the way. Tastes like a Reese's Pieces milkshake. And it's very low in calories. All right, day 2, man. Let's get right into it without further ado. Let's get right into it. Ready to win the Super Bowl. Not quite yet, my guy. Not quite yet. I'm not ready to go that far. But if that's your mindset, more power to you. I'll tell you that. Um, Second day of mandatory minicamp. Again, this has been a spicy minicamp so far from what, from the reports we're seeing, everything we're seeing on Twitter. Um, got a lot of new leadership, got a little bit of not much quarterback scrutiny. You got some guys out there, some unproven weapons. You've got the kicking roulettes still going on. But definitely some notable absences. We also had some return of some legends today. And We're going to break that all down here today on the Robstar Report. Again, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to become a member today. It's less than a cup of coffee. I think I have it at like $1.99 or $2.99, something like that. You have options. You could do 99 cents a month. You could do $1 a month. You could do $2 a month, all the way up to $5 a month. It's really up to you. So make sure you become a member. We do have a hat giveaway for the 6,000 subscribers. So if you're a subscriber, make sure you go over to the community chat. If you're a member, go over to the community chat, scroll on down, and I'll probably post it again when we get closer to when we're going to announce it. I'm letting people get in because a lot of times with these giveaways, it takes a lot of people some time to get through it. So, and also join the Discord, man. You get in the Discord, you stay up to it. You know what I mean? So that you stay intact with the Robstar Report on its Discord. All right. Let's scroll on over. Let's get right into it, man. First things first. I actually have a PowerPoint slide made for you guys today. T-Mac was sidelined today. It's nothing serious. Obviously, with Mike K from the Charlotte Observer, shout out to him for this tweet, but was sidelined. Called a precaution. Basically, he got kicked in the leg during yesterday's practice. Apparently, diving for a ball, and the training staff decided swelling wasn't worth aggravating it, especially in June. And nothing alarming for now. But let's be clear: when you're number one pick, or I shouldn't say number one pick, your first round pick, who's expected to be your day one starter, missing reps with his rookie quarterback. Well, not his rookie quarterback. Sorry. Sometimes I still think Bryce is a rookie, but he's not. But missing reps with his quarterback isn't ideal. Now, McMillan had been working well with the first team. We've seen it building chemistry with Bryce Young. Obviously, that's something coaches I have been obviously watching closely. Getting him back on the field Thursday would be the first small win of minicamp. It doesn't sound like it's anything to be obviously worried about. I'm just glad they're taking precaution, and we're going to bring him back out. Obviously, I think he'll be back out on the field tomorrow, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, let's get into the next thing. So Bryce Young had a day apparently. After last season, his rookie season raised more questions than answers. Year 2 was a lot of potential. There was a lot of hopeful. It was a roller coaster. It started out bad, ended up good. But now you're in year 3 and he's obviously taking charge, right? We saw it yesterday being a vocal leader. Now he's out here, having back-to-back touchdowns in the end zone. Nonetheless, with Xavier Legette. And he also had one today with David Moore. I think he had another one today as well. But it sounds like he's being more of a leader, the vocal leader. He's taking charge. He's being a teacher. He's being a mentor. He's being an on-field director, and we're getting reports that on 7-7 team drills, he's out here coaching up receivers like they had a headset on. Like he's walking through route timing, shoulder turns, hip angles. We're seeing it all even on clips. We're hearing it from Canales. We're seeing it all over on Twitter and everything that we can obviously take in, right? With all this kind of detail coming out, you have to expect from a seasoned vet like him now, because he is a seasoned vet. He's in his third year. So he even he even used a replay video board on the sidelines to point out corrections to Xavier Legette, right? Legette, for his part, responded with a couple, again, back-to-back end zone touchdowns, highlights. That's what you want from Xavier Legette coming off that foot surgery, right? It was scary yesterday. He comes off limping on a route, immediately takes his cleat off. The trainers check him and all that stuff. And he's okay. So it's good news. But his chemistry with Bryce Young is trending upward. That's what you want to see. And he seems to be shedding some physical and mental rust from his frustrating rookie season. And I think the reason why we're also seeing this promising, a lot of promise from Xavier Legette, ladies and gentlemen, is because he's finally has the confidence. He's not injured. He's also able to be himself. He's also been able to have an actual, seems like a normal life outside of football. And so I think that has benefited him this offseason tremendously. And I'm all here for it. I'm all here for it. So, but again, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you pound that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. On your way in, on your way out. Also, make sure you click that post notification bell so you don't miss any new content. I appreciate everyone on here tonight. All right, let's dive into the next topic I want to dive into. J.C. Horn, Adam Thielen both took veteran days. It doesn't sound like there's any warning signs here. They weren't on the field. It was chalked up for them to take vet days, which makes sense if you're talking about wear and tear management. Horn's absence, though not injured related this time, I know a lot of people's minds immediately go, well, he's injured because of the past, but we know he's missed more games than he's played since he's been drafted, and we know the best ability is availability in the NFL. And obviously his durability is the only real knock on, and otherwise a guy when he is healthy is an elite player. On the other side, you got Adam Thielen, who's been the consummate professional since arriving. His presence isn't in question, but given he is 34 years old and his explosiveness is not on the upward trajectory, right, at that age, still looks good for 34 years old on the field. I'll give him that. But every missed rep is a chance for someone younger to leapfrog him. For example, there's a lot of clips out there today of Hunter Renfrow. And again, he still continues to shine as well. And I think that Renfrow will be that predecessor for Thielen. And I think he is going to take some reps away from Thielen. And I think that we're going to see a lot of production out of Renfrow this year. That's just my opinion. I can see it happening. A lot of people don't agree with me on that, but I I just think that Hunter Renfrow is another Adam Thielen, another younger Adam Thielen, and he's gonna be that third down, um, who turns third downs into first downs. He's also gonna be that red zone threat. I truly believe in that. So, but yeah, nothing to worry about with Adam Thielen, obviously, and JC Horn being injured. It's just they took vet days, and I totally understand it. So, nothing to worry about there. All right, let's get into it. Also, Josh Norman was caught up with JC Horn during stretch. Horn looks like he got a vet day, but it's good to see Josh Norman. Wednesday had an unexpected energy boost thanks to a wave of, having these legends come in. Apparently, it was more than Josh Norman that showed up. There's a bunch of fan favorites there. And then apparently Norman was mingling around with obviously JC. Of course, he was talking and challenging Bryce Young. And it seemed like Josh Norman was spending a lot of time with JC Horn from a lot of reports. But today's group of legends, man, it wasn't just Josh Norman there. We Mushin Muhammad was there at this mandatory minicamp. Thomas Davis, John Beeson, Mike Tolbert, Jonathan Stewart, Kawan Short. So you get the idea, obviously. This was a who's who of Panther history down the line. And they connected, they coached, they reminded this team that what real NFC South dominance used to look like. It's good that we still continue to bring these types of alumni in because they've been through this. They know what it takes to get to that level, right? To get to the Super Bowl. So I think we need to have more of these guys come through like this. To be totally honest with you. So shout out to Carolina's legends showing up today, and giving that motivation and that presence there. I think this team definitely needed it. I think this team definitely needs it. So let's move on to one of my favorite players on this team is in Tre'von Moehrig. This guy, I think, is going to be the joker of this defense. And what do I mean by that is that, Tre'von Moehrig, from my understanding today, took center stage and made the most of it. On his one rep middle screen right here to Renfrow, and he picked it clean for would be a pick six. And it was right off his old Raiders teammate, like I said, Hunter Renfrow. And again, this guy, that's not a fluke, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about a guy who's been moving around the formation. He's a true hybrid, part nickel, part linebacker, hell, part deep safety. He can do it all. Canales has came out, sees his versatility as a potential cornerstone for our defense. The good news is for our defense is that that still needs help behind the first wave. But again, we'll see. We've already talked about, bringing in guys like Julian Blackman, Jair Alexander, Jalen Ramsey, and then we were talking about even the other day, Jermaine Pratt, but shout out to Jermaine Pratt, also North Carolina native. Signed a 1-year deal. I think it was around $6 million to the Las Vegas Raiders. That was a guy that I was actually hoping that maybe Carolina might have targeted to bring in, because I do think this linebacker room could use some more firepower, some more depth, and Jermaine Pratt would be an immediate starter, in my opinion, over the guys that we do have. I think he would start probably where Josie Joel is, and Trevor Wallace was still would take the reins. That's just me, but on the other side. But yeah, I mean, I love everything about Tre'von Moehrig because of what he could do. I'm looking forward to when we really have the pads going, obviously, and where we see him at in November and the production that he's producing because of how much of a true hybrid he really is. We're going to see him in all over the field. And, I was listening to What's Up Doug's podcast. He had a guest on today. I think he's part of the pregame show, if I'm not mistaken. First time I ever heard of him. No, not like any shot or anything. It's just like I've never seen him before. So, but got to take a look at some of his content. I subscribe to his channel, so shout out to him and What's Up Doug. But he said something that stood out to me that I think that, and I agree with him. I think this guy could be what we expected Jeremy Chin to be, right? That again, he's a true hybrid guy that can play nickel, he can play linebacker, he can play deep safety, but he can truly make those plays, right? And he's a thumper. If you watch his film, he will lay your ass out, no problem. And he does not miss a lot of tackles. So, which is something we truly need. Right? Which is something we truly need. We've been needing a guy like this. I mean, I've always was a big Jeremy Chin fan, but again, I just don't think I don't know if Jeremy Chin can produce like a Moray can. I think the whole situation with the Jeremy Chin thing is kind of still a major question mark because I feel like I thought Dan Quinn used him very well last year. I thought he had a hell of a year last year up there in Washington. I just wondering if Evero, that it makes me question Evero's ability to use his guys correctly with the whole Jeremy Chin situation. I'm just hoping that he can use Tre'von Moehrig the way he needs to be used in this defense. All right. Especially when he is that hybrid type of guy. Doug's in the chat. What's up, man? Appreciate you coming through, showing some love as always, my guy, Dougie Fresh. Marco says he's also good against the run. Yes. Very high PFF grade. What's up, Eric? Thanks for coming through, my guy. Appreciate you. All right, let's move on. All right, this kicker competition is still getting interesting. It's still a bit of, I just feel like this whole kicker situation is just a bit of a circus, man. Obviously Fitzgerald is ahead from my understanding right now. We currently don't have that reliable kicker, Eddie Piñeiro's gone. The competition, is down. You got a journeyman in Matthew Wright. And then you got your undrafted rookie, Ryan Fitzgerald, right? Wright went 3 for 5 on Tuesday, missing from 47-52. So that's not the worst, but not great when you got Fitzgerald drilled all 5 of his kicks, including bombs from 48, 53, and 58 yards on narrower than regulation goalposts. Like, tracking the momentum right now, and you're paying attention to Carolina Panthers on Twitter and you're paying attention to the updates, Fitzgerald has got it. He is the leader in this kicking room right now. Now, whether he can handle game day pressure is another story, but the leg talent right now is there, ladies and gentlemen. The leg talent is there right now. For sure. Again, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button on your way in or on your way out. Again, make sure you come over and become a member. If you're watching on X or Twitch, the best way you can show your support is coming on over to the YouTube channel. The link is in my bio, both on X and on Twitch. And you can come right on over and you can come on right over through there, and all you have to do is like and subscribe. That's all I ask. I'm live basically almost every day, and I post up 3 to 4 shorts basically every day as well. So plenty of content to go around for each and every one that comes through the Rockstar Report for sure. What's going on, Earl? Let's get into some press conferences, some highlights from today as well. I'm going to pull up some highlights from today. And we'll go into some interviews as well. Let's see. That was 8 hours to go. Y'all should be able to see that now. What a snag. Was that Richardson? 27. Who's 27? Is that Child Smith Wade? I don't know. Look, that's a nice snag. I don't know who that is. Fucking spilled my damn drink. Shout out to Chuba Hubbard for his birthday. Let's see what else. Got some views here from minicamp. Tapper in the house. T Mac arrives. No limp, so that's good. Let's see what else we got. Oh, here we go. So this is
so we just went down for a ball.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Leg, swelled up, so we just as precautionary just sat him out today. Hopefully get him back out.
Let's hear what Princely's got to say.
You know, just getting pretty much past rush full speed. So just trying to, just get back into playing football. You know what I'm saying? Haven't done it like really full speed since January playing in my bowl game, but just trying to get different techniques down and learn how to, rush against these elite tackles in the NFL.
Now that you've kind of gotten here, I know we haven't really talked too much since then, but to have all those former Gators players here with you, how much does that kind of help you get used to the kind of the roster, the meeting rooms, the studying, just being around Cam and being around ETN?
Yeah, Cam, ETN, and Michael Tarkin, the offensive tackle, he was with us too. But yeah, it does make it a little bit easier because, I already know those guys. So, if Trevor's talking to a guy that I don't know, or Cam is talking to a guy that I'm not too familiar with on the team, I just go in and talk with them, and now we all talking together, so it really makes it easier to build relationships around the building.
Who are your NFL draft?
Pretty much pass rush full speed. So
you remember when Panther Nation was going crazy about getting Josh Sweat? I just wanted y'all to realize, I think Princely Umanmielen, yeah, Umanmielen. I still got to get his last name right. I think Princely Umanmielen is going to be Josh Sweat. You just get him 10 years younger. Or how much younger he is. You get him younger. I think that's who Princely Umanmielen is going to be.
What else have you Brown is his size? What else have you learned about him through these 3 open workouts that has stood out to you?
Well, he's been in the system, so he's into the small parts, the nuances of the scheme. He had a mentor in Ishan early on in his career, so just having those guys feeding off each other, and then the size, the power, but then he's also such an amazing athlete, and he did a great job this spring. I think he put on 7 or 8 pounds of lean muscle mass, so he's been involved in what we're doing. He's working his tail off, and he's a great example to the young guys.
Brown is his size. What
explains why he stuck out during initial workouts, because he's interesting. Let's see what else we got. I don't know if we have any more. Here we go. We got some drill work. Let's check this out. Looks like some play action screenplays. Yep, play action. I feel like that's an old. Isn't that an old video? No shit. Noise. Dime. Yeah, this was a guy I wanted, man. Signing for a 1 year deal worth up to 4.78. I was hoping Carolina would have taken a chance on this guy, but they didn't. So let's see here. Oh, this is a dime right here. Damn. Well, that's really it, man. I mean, not much going on in mandatory minicamp besides the takeaways I took from it. Bryce Young doing his, having a good day. T-Mac out due to, small little collision from yesterday. Nothing to be worried about. Good to see that Bryce Young is taking control of this offense. Adam Thielen, JC Horn having vet days off. Lots of legends in the house for mandatory minicamp day 2. Tre'von Morig, hopefully being that enforcer that we need on this defense, right? And of course, the kicking battle is still a damn major circus as of right now. There's not a set kicker, but it's definitely, if we're saying who's leading the way, it's definitely Ryan Fitzgerald. So, again, tune in tomorrow. We'll be live again tomorrow with the day 3 of mandatory minicamp. I got some shorts that I'm going to get out to you guys here shortly. This is just going to be a short live, just a quick recap. So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Again, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, share the Robstock report with your friends, your family. And let's take this channel to the moon, man. Let's keep growing, because we're already at 6,000. We can keep going. And I appreciate all your love and support. And don't forget about that hat giveaway. It is coming up. All right. So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. And as always, guys, y'all know what to do. Keep pounding. Peace.